three things. I will just make a short reflection, and then after that I will read the scripture, and we will begin our day 2 of validation workshop with word of prayer. In this world that we are in, there are 2 institutions established by God. You have the church, and the function of the church is to tell people about God, about the creation, and how to relate, how to live on this creation. And the other institution is the government, and the function of the government is to establish order and to restrain evil so that we are able to live peacefully. We will read from Psalm 24. We will read 2 verses. The earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof, the world and those who dwell therein. For he has founded it upon the seas and established it upon the rivers. In these 3 verses, there are 3 characters that we need to note as we begin the day: the Lord, the land, and the people who dwell in the land. So we need to be conscious that the land belongs to God before he gives it to a specific community. Taban, the Bible definition of the ownership of the land, God gives each land to a specific community. You don't make it open people. يعني هي محلنا في الدنيا ربنا بديه لقبيلة معين أو لفئة معين من الناس. So it is people who dwell. So for people to dwell in the land properly, they also need to relate to the owner. And let us also be reminded that we don't live long here on earth. The Bible's in Psalm 90, verse 10, it says that if you are weak, it is only 70, and if you are strong, it's only 80. So we need to be reminded that we are sojourners, we are visitors. We will not live here on earth forever. We have only limited time. And the survey that was also done, that people in Africa, the lifespan is 43. So we don't live as African, because of so many factors also we don't live long. الواطة ده حق ربنا، وبعد ذاك ربنا كمان ما بدي واطة ساكت، بدي واطة لكل قبيلة لكل فئة من البشر. So as you discuss, let us remember that يعني واطة ما بدو لناس ساكت، بدو لزول معين اللي بيكون مسؤول عن الواطة، والزول كمان عشان يقدر يستخدم واطة ده كويس لازم كمان يعرف ربنا بأن الواطة ده حق ربنا، ونحن كمان ما بنعيش في الدنيا زمن طويل، بنعيش فترة معين. So for us to enjoy the short lifespan that God has given to us, we need also to have fear of God, and we need also to see that the land that the Lord has given to us is sacred, and we use it wisely so that it gives us comfort and those who are around us. Let us stand as we pray. خلينا نقوم فوق مع بعض زي ما نحن بننادي اسم بيت ربنا. إلهنا القدير الخالق السماء والأرض والسيد الكل. نحن عايزين نشكرك في صباح ده اللي بنبدأ validation workshop عن السياسات بتاع الأرض في الأرض ده في الأرض اللي بيسموه جنوب السودان. ربنا بنصلي لأفكار كويسة، لنية كويس. أول حاجة يكون عندنا خوف لك، ويكون عندنا خوف للواطة. الواطة تتعدد له كهدية، ويتعدد كل واطة، عدد كل قبيلة، عدد كل أمة أرض معين اللي هم بقدر بيستخدموه في وقت هم عايشين هنا في الأرض. ربنا بنصلي باسم يسوع المسيح تدينا أفكار كويسة، تدينا خطط كويس عشان نقدر نقعد بسلامة. يعني الأرض بتاع الجنود ما يكون سبب لعنة لنا، لكن يكون سبب خير، يكون سبب بركة. بارك المشاركين وحتى الوزارات المعنية اللي خططوا عشان يقدر يكون في workshop عن السياسات بتاع استخدام بتاع أرض له حقق في جنوب السودان باسم ربنا ومخلصنا الرب يسوع المسيح. Be seated, please.
Thank you, Reverend, for the prayer and for the small preaching, which has bestowed responsibility of land on us. We recognize the presence of Honorable Minister for Agriculture and Food Security. Honorable, you are welcome. We missed your participation yesterday, but you can join us today and the rest of the day tomorrow, I hope. Without taking long, I recognize the presence of all who were not there yesterday, and I may not mention you one by one by your positions, but all the protocols are observed. And we are here as one team discussing an important matter for our country. Before taking much time, I want to take you through the program of day 2. But day 2, you remember yesterday we have carried forward our activity of session 4, which was supposed to be distribution of the groups. But all the same, we have used that time to deliberate and to discuss and to ask questions and answers as part of brainstorming on the workshop itself and on the national land policy. And the preaching here has summarized for us the presentations yesterday of the overview of the draft National Land Policy 2022, and then the land administration systems from Sudan and up to now. And a lot of questions were asked around these issues yesterday. Now, before I finish, I will give chance for those who have come today to introduce themselves. I will not forget this. Now, my colleague, George Ritty, will come and continue with distribution of the group, but I will take you through the program for day 2. The recap, we may not be in position to do the recap, but the secretariat group there have taken note of the key notes yesterday, emerging issues which arise, and there was a lot of debate around it, and that will come as part of the communique tomorrow. We will go to session 5, which is recap and introduction of program for day 2, but we are now not making the recap. We are now introducing day 2. We will have session 6 after the group. We will now go immediately. The first thing we will do is the distribution of the group and what they are going to do. In the group, you are required now to come up with the best alternative to address the issues which we can benefit to the analysis in the land policy. You are no longer going to repeat questions again. The time for questions and answers was finished yesterday. The time for today is for contributions. In your opinion, what is the best solution to the land problems of South Sudan? And this is what we want to come out of you from the group. No questions. Now you are tasked with the responsibility of coming up with what is best for us as South Sudanese. Session 6, then states and administrative areas delegates. We will have comments from the state delegates. Those are the honorable ministers in the states for housing, land, and public utilities. We will give 2 or 3 minutes. We are going to have the best policy ever because it is a participatory process for developing it. Now, review the assigned chapters of the draft national land policy together. These groups are going to review all the chapters there are 5 chapters in the policy. Number 1, identify any gaps in the analysis. What has been left out that ought to be discussed? So you need to have a good eye and a good mind to analyze, because land is important matter for the country. So you are here, people chosen to do something for the country, which will benefit everybody now and the generation to come. Number 2, identify any issue that ought to be removed from the analysis, giving the reasons. Number 3, highlight any issues, analysis, or conclusions that should be corrected or clarified. Number 4, provide any further comments on the chapter or the draft generally. We know that there was a previous workshop which has taken place, and this process has been done. These questions has been also tackled by the previous, that was on the 26th of last month. There was 24th and 25th of last month technical workshop taken place in this hall here. And we had technical inputs, which all is going to contribute to improve this document. Today is your turn, those who are here. Without taking much time, I will call George, but let him stand near. But before that, I will give chance to Honorable Undersecretary, Ministry of Land, Housing and Urban Development, to give a brief highlight on the technical workshop, based 2 or 3 minutes only, then George can talk over. Thank you very much for being attentive.
Honorable Josephine, the National Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, we welcome you with us today. Honorable State Ministers of Housing, Lands and Public Utilities, honorable members of the Standing Committees on Land in the TNLA, our Director Generals and Directors of Land, all invited guests, you are welcome for the second day of our workshop, and I'm happy that the attendance is as big as it was yesterday. Thank you really for the commitment. I just want to make a brief comment on the technical workshop that was done earlier. This document in the ministry was submitted by the technical team task force in July, and we made it public on the 5th of August is when we gave it out to the people. After the document was submitted and made public, we organized a technical workshop for 2 days, and we brought on board most of the technical people in the ministries, in the government, in the NGOs, the donors, the civil society, and the draft was subjected to technical review, only technical people in that. And a lot of comments came in to us during the 2 days technical workshop, and also through emails and the other social media. There's a lot of huge data now with the Secretariat regarding the technical workshop. I'm here to say that all these contributions from the ministries, land use ministries, the NGOs, the donor community are not inserted here. We are waiting for this workshop and the comments that will come from here, the result of your group work, together with the input that was made during the technical workshop. The Secretariat will now bring them together, and they will now draft a communique taking in consideration all these things. Then after that also they will sit and try to insert what has been agreed into the final draft. So I want to make this one clear, because somebody who was in the technical workshop might ask, hey, what I said in the technical workshop is not here. This draft was done before the technical workshop. This is the initial zero draft. Thank you really once again. I really look forward for your serious contribution, as DG mentioned. Let us really contribute effectively into this. As groups are made very flexible groups, we are going to have 4 groups. Thank you for listening and coming. George?
Shukran. Thank you, Honorable Undersecretary. Let me come in and to start with, I think Madam Savia said something about the newcomers. They're supposed to introduce themselves first, then we continue. I can start with the Honorable Minister for Agriculture.
I think I'm already introduced, as you have heard. Josephine Laguyanga is my name, and I'm the National Minister of Agriculture and Food Security. Thank you very much.
Yes. Yes, the group from Bibor and Rueng administrative area. They're here. Yes. Rueng. Yes, Rueng is here. Yes.
Thank you very much. Good morning, all of us. My name is Honorable Simon Chol. I am the Head Administrator for Finance, Labor Public Service, Human Resource, Infrastructure and Agriculture, Ruang Administrative Area. Thank you.
My name is William Wien Maker, the head of the Commission on Land of Ruang area.
Thank you very much. By the name, I'm Honorable Nyenginga Okando Kiru, the Minister for Physical Infrastructure, GFA, Bibor.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. Protocol in observe. I'm Honorable David Lokali Alan, Land Chairperson for Land Independent Commission, GPA.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. I'm Albino Akolatak, the Deputy Chairperson of Specialized Committee on Agriculture and Food Security in the TNLA. I also represent the other political parties in this forum. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Deng Kwel Manchol. I'm a Director General, Minister of Physical Infrastructure and Urban Development, Ruang Administrative Area.
Good morning, everybody. I'm called Alfred Wani Philip Tranquilo, Minister of Water Resources and Irrigation, Director of Hydrology and Survey.
Good morning, everybody. I'm called Wodkan Xavier Lazarus. I'm working for Support Peace Initiative Development Organization, SPIDO. It's a national organization. Thank you.
I'm called Alan Korok, Director General, Ministry of Fiscal Infrastructure, GPA.
I think finished. So, can I proceed? We recognize the presence of our worship mayor of Juba Town. You're most welcome. Let us continue. I think all of you have the program. Then the group distribution is going to be according to what is written in the program here. This group distribution is supposed to take place yesterday, but due to some delays, we couldn't do it. So, according to the program, the first group consists of cabinet ministers. It means it's going to start with the Honorable Minister of Agriculture, and then members of National Assembly and undersecretaries. If somebody, I know some people delegated here representing the undersecretaries. So they are going to be in that group. That is group 1. And group 1 is going to look into chapters 1, 2, and 4. That is a group 1. So it means group 1 is going to take place here, in this place. Group 2, honorable governors are not there. We have the state ministers in group 2, state ministers. Even we have the National Legislative Assembly within that group, and then technical staff of the state ministries, and then traditional leaders. That is group 2. So group 2 will move there. Yes, that side, group 2. Let us come to group 3. Members of National Assembly will be there in that group. Development partners, UN agencies, donors, international NGOs. That one, they task with chapter 1 and 5. For group 2, they task with chapter 1 and 3. You can see the chapter 1 and 3. Chapter 1 is all the groups that are going to participate in that chapter 1. Then the last group is group 4. Members of National Assembly is there. NGOs is there. And civil societies is there. Universities are there. Research institutions, they are there in group 4. So they have chapter 1, chapter 4, and 5. That is for group 4. Then I think Honorable Worship Mayor will go with the state, the group of state. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So the questions are there, projected. And I think even Madame Savia explained before the same questions. Crystal. Okay. Can be explained again? Madam, welcome. It's better.
Thank you. It is very clear. Group of the state ministers are there, and Lordship Mayor is going to join them on that side. And then the cabinet national ministers are here on this corner. You can just turn your chairs. Those behind can turn chairs and bring them in front. The same on that side. And then the other group can be at that corner and one group in the other corner. You can arrange yourselves. But let me explain again. The goal of this arrangement of the group work is to give you opportunity to look into even what are the words there. What is the text? It is an opportunity to do a critical review. So by answering these 4 questions, you might have gone into detail of the document. And this is what we want. Number 1, identify any gaps in the analysis. What has been left out that ought to be discussed? Identify any issue that ought to be removed from the analysis and giving the reasons. As I said earlier, yesterday was the time for brainstorming. Today is the time for actual work. Get that is in your mind and put it for the benefit of improving the document. Number 3, highlight any issues, analysis, or conclusions that should be corrected or clarified. I think most of it have come out yesterday, but today you are going to put it down. The last, provide any further comments on the chapter or the draft generally. This is for the whole chapter assigned to you. You undergo all these questions, you check, and come out with your report. You will have a chairperson of the group and a person who is putting the information down. Because later on there is going to be a presentation. Each group is going to present. So, is there any question? Yes.
Good morning. My question is about Group 2. As stated here, the state ministries and technical staff of the state ministries, traditional leaders, but there's no mention of the national staff, technical national staff. Because written here is staff, state ministries. Are they part of the same group or?
Okay, thank you. The national staff will join the national ministers on that corner. The national staff in the Ministry of Land, Housing and Urban Development will join the group of the national ministers. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. There are also national staff from various relevant ministries, like mining. Where do we go?
Okay, the same like what I answered before. You join at the national level. Thank you. That corner.
Let me say something before you ask question. You know, especially the task force members, from very beginning, they know themselves. So they're supposed to join the national ministers, as Madame Savia used to say it. Okay? So that you don't look yourself, you are not included in the group. all of us, we're supposed to participate. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, everybody. My name is Dorothy. I'm from Greater Equatorial Land Alliance. Mine is not a question, it's an observation. I think here we are in two categories. We have people here who are on Arabic pattern and English pattern. So I think it will be good if we get a translator who will be translating whatever is said in English into Arabic so that we are all on the same page. Remember, we have the traditional chiefs here, and these are the holders of the customary laws. So it will be very important really to have somebody who will be translating whatever is being said in this room. Thank you.
Thank you. That note is taken, but now let us stand up and start taking our sides. Further explanation can be done in the group.
Just a minute. Crystal is coming in to explain some.
Good morning, everyone. I just want to comment or to give small guidance. I know government staff and technical persons, they have given all details. But as facilitator, please let us focus on the land policy. We know that this is dialogue which started long time, and we are moving forward for validation. Let us have in our mind that this workshop intends for having a consensus and focus on the document, because the government will need your inputs. There are many challenges, and we continue to discuss. I'm a Christian, Jesus comes. But for now, what do you bring as contribution to this document? Go in your group and think about this. What am I contributing to this for now? So that next time when the document will be released by the government, you say that I have represented my people from state or those from civil society, traditional chief, they say we was there and we are able to disseminate. Thank you very much. Let us focus on this one. And for more information, you have in your folders, please can I open one? Sorry. We have key information here. As one of us said yesterday, this is human being. There may be some mistake, but the government has prepared for you the overview, the process, how this has been done and how they want you to support. So look on the two documents for you to contribute. We know that you don't have enough time. That's why the government is suggesting you that guidance. But you are also free to bring any issue. Let us take also in consideration that this is not the final. If you have some key elements, I remember that one of participants yesterday came with 4 pages saying, this is my contribution. You still have time to bring that to the technical team. Thank you very much. Over to you, sir.
Okay. So let us be practically, we start our business. Mungkin the other state ministers can come this way here. Yes. Yes, here. Yes, with their chairs.
We help you bring your chair.
Yes.
If you are part of this part,
Yes. Yes. Let us bring that three chairs. We'll bring them.
Mr. Reddy,
mayors, honorable members of the National Assembly, and all the participants here, saying good evening to you. Yes, as Mr. Rifi told you that your secretaries will submit, but if there is a work on the flabby charts, we'll collect them immediately after the meeting. Or if we go and make some improvements tonight, then in the morning also we can have your team work tomorrow. I'm standing here to inform you about a big change in our program for tomorrow, primarily for 2 or 3 reasons. One, the Vice President who was supposed to be our guest honor, yesterday, due to some works, was taken away. But today he had wanted to come and be here almost a full day. So he was informed that we are working in groups, and then his coming has been scheduled for tomorrow. And tomorrow I think 11 he will be here with us. The second also, this of investment, and much probably Minister of Agriculture and Minister of Mining. Also they will be here, and others. So giving them a chance also to make some. As a result, we sought a presentation by the states, and some little talks should be done in the presence of those people. So our program is changed like what you have. I think we have circulated here to you in the morning. Tomorrow morning, immediately after the registration, we'll have something like 1 hour. And please be very serious for tomorrow's program. Those who are not around, we'll have 1 hour building our communique and then the way forward. So we also, the technical committee behind there, we're developing the communique, but it is a responsibility of all of us. It has to be presented tomorrow up to 11 with this one, and we said yes, that we wanted it to be. So that after the tea break, and we expect the Vice President to be here, so we will start our program. We'll have statements from the state ministers of and public utilities. We'll have a word also from the mayor and the deputy mayor or the representative of mayor of Juba. These are the invitees. And then we'll give a chance to our traditional chiefs. Also, we prefer that we cluster them according to the greater states. One of them will represent Equatoria, one will represent Upper Nile, and one will represent Bahr al-Ghazal. Then we have contributions from the national ministers, also with a slot from one of the honorable members of the National Assembly, depends on them. Then they will give the comments. If we finish earlier, we thought that it is appropriate or expedient for us to commence the closing ceremony immediately, so that we start from Chris also 11:30 to 1. No, we are pushing our lunch to 2, like what we have today. Anyhow, we'll start with the ceremony, and the ceremony must close before 2. We know our Vice President Waniga talks a lot, so it is the lunch to limit him actually, because you have seen us angry, and then he can stop. Yeah. So we say that we give him the chance. Of course, we'll go for the ceremony, closing ceremony. We read the communique so that we endorse it. We have awards from the Minister of Lands, Housing and Urban Development. We have the donors, we say, and then we spec also the governor. I don't know whether our facilitator have done a contact, but again, he will be represented by the minister in case the governor has not come. Sorry, our secretary also adds things. We don't expect national ministers to talk at the closing ceremony because we've already given them a slot area there. And then we'll go to FAO and immediately we'll go for guests of honor so that the program becomes short. And if God helps us by 2, we're through, and then we expect our donors who are facilitating us at least to do their things earlier. Lunch up to 3:30, we finish with them, and then we can call it a day off for us. I think this is the program for tomorrow. Meanwhile, regarding the first agenda to build on the communique and the way forward, there is another page like this, a paper, which we recommended to be circulated for you. When you are at your hotel, at your leisure, try to read, try to see our question here. Actually, we are seeking contributions on the way forward. What do we do after this? If there's technical ideas from you, jot it in the box. If you are somebody who likes writing a lot, you can turn the paper to the other side and you can write. But I think 1 comment or 2 comments are enough for us. If also you felt that you have no contribution, also it is not bad, but we discourage that one. At least give a comment. So am I clear? Very little Salatin Hagadna ناس الشوية جبال كورك وكلام إنجليزي. احنا قلنا بكرة برنامج حقنا بتغير شوية. سبب التغيير ده لأنه نائب الرئيس جيمس واني اللي هو مسؤول في كلاستر بتاعت ايكونومكس هو المفروض يكون الجيست اوف اونر حقنا هنا امبارح. هو ما جاء لكن هو بكرة هيكون معنا هنا. وهو بفضل انه هيكون يوم طويل لانه داري يعرف المشاكل برضه بتاعت لاند بوليسي ده. He is the person who will defend us in the council of ministers. كويس؟ فهو هيكون معنا بكره وفي برنامج ده بكره احنا كان كنا يمكن بندي فرصه لكل state minister and ministers of the administrative area عشان يتكلم. فقلنا احسن حاجه خليه يتكلم وكيل سيد رئيس يكون قاعد وفي وزراء بتاع الناشونال يكون قاعدين معنا هنا. فبرنامج ده سموه قدامكم ده هنا هيكون عندنا ولما نكون قاعد بعد شغل ده الصباح بكون في ونسه بسيط من ministers حقتنا 3-4 words because we are on the process of validation. Yeah, it is just to give a comment on this one. عندنا the mayors المعانا هنا اللي هو مير تجوبة ومير دواب إنابة موجود معانا هنا هم هيتكلموا وسلاطين وإلدرز الجو community leaders احنا كنا بنقسمهم على أسس بتاعت 3 ولايات القديمة ده ناس بار غزال ناس أبا نايل وناس جوبا واحد منهم هيتكلم برضه وبعد ذاك في contributions من national ministry الوزارات الفوق في 2-3 وزراء قالوا عايزين يجوا يقولوا كلام. وزير بتاع الانفستمنت عايز يقول كلام، وزير بتاع الزراعه برضه عايز يقول، وزير بتاع مايننج مبارك كان هنا معنا، ويمكن وزير بتاع ماليه برضه بيجي لانه ده محل بتاع فلوس وكان خلاه هنا بناكل. فده يا هم محل بكره يمكن هم بيجوا بيتكلموا فوق. فانا بشوف كل وزراء ديل the national ministers و honorable members كانت assembly also can be represented by one person كان هم يتونسوا بنمشي توالي في برنامج بتاع قفل بتاعت الكونفرنس ده. والبرنامج ده عايزين يكون برضه بسيط هياخد التابع بتاعه التقليدي. نحن هنقرا كوميونيكي توصيات او مقررات المؤتمر ده وهنقراه لكم وبيندوس قدامه وبرضه National Minister of Land and Housing, برضه هيشيل الفلور وهيكون عندنا donor representative and then the FAO representative. بعد ذلك هنا بودي فرصة بين الرئيس على أساس إنه يدينا الكلمة الختام. بعدها برنامج يوم بسيط. تاني كمان في ورقة هنا شوية 30 دل. في ناس زمان بيقولوا 30 وكده عملنا the first Chiefs Conference في نيوسايد في 2003. دونرز خواجات جو من برا وكلام كتير ترجم وما ترجم. ما مصدقين انه 30 اقلنا بونس انجليزي. لكن وقت شاف 30 بونس دي مو قال ما عندكم 30 قال ده المحافظين. ده كيف؟ فده سبب انا بشوف انه 30 اقلنا دائما الناس بيقولوا ما بونس انجليزي ده كلام غلط. The governor of Toyota Western Equatoria وكجايني يومتها في governors forum وقالوا ما بونس انجليزي لا ما بعرف انجليزي. لكن قالت في زول اللي بشوف انه قال زول ما بونس انجليزي ما بقبل. ف he can talk in Arabic. لو بقى صعب شوية حتى بونس بروتان حقه يكون في زول من ورايا ده بقدر بترجمه لنا. I saw that we all give freedom of expression to all of us and thank you very much. I think this is our program for tomorrow. Nasta logistics, أشوفكم برضو. الناس اللي عندهم stipends, hopefully. لو قدروا يدوا لكم بدري تكون كويس so that أشوف جوبا بيننا لكن ما تخلصوا في جوبا تمشي بوش شوية. Thank you very much, Ricky. خلاص انا قلت البرنامج ده خاتينه اونلاين امبارح قريب 20,000 ناس كانوا بيتابعوا فاحتمال كبير النهارده يمكن عدد تابعوا لكن ما يوم بكره يوم المقررات ده انت تتوقع يمكن اكثر من 50 او 100,000 ناس كانوا بيتابعوا عشان تعرف انه موضوع الاعلان ده بكره كمان تعال فيري سمارت ما تيجي تنوم من عشان كاميرا ما يشيلها كمان العادة أمريكا إنت نايم. So I try to be very strong and let us come. Talk to our colleagues who are not here. Some of the ministers, German states, Naharda technocrats have taken the responsibility on their behalf, but you urge them that tomorrow they must be here physically because it is a documentation of a very historical event. This land policy, we've been putting over it and even has touched our national fabric, has created a lot of threats and have repulsed them and threatened investment in South Sudan. So it's a very important day for tomorrow. Thank you.
Okay, في الختام I don't have much to say, only on the logistic side. People of the states, when they are coming, they were informed that they were supposed to get the DSA by today. But you know, there is some delays and even there is some changes. One is not from our side only, but we participated. The list is sent very early before. And in the middle, even there was changes in the states. The degrees affected people in the states so that they are not now with us here. So we have to update the list. We send it, and tomorrow, the people of the state are going to their DSA here. And the people of Juba, like me, the small transport, we are going to get it tomorrow. Okay? That one for government officials. But NGOs, civil society, and UN agencies is not included. Okay? Even the private sector is not included. Only for the government officials. And then our chiefs and traditional leaders. They will get it. So, the other thing, for my people coming from states, our travel to the hotels usually start with people of Atlabara. Because you know around J1 there is a jump. So first we are going to take the people of Atlabara, then people of Haisaura will be with us here. They will be taken in the second round. Okay? And in the morning, first car used to go to Haisaura because of jump. To finish with Haisaura, then we'll go to Atlabara. So don't worry. Don't say that why we are doing that. But because of the jump. Okay? Thank you. We have tea outside. You can go and take tea. And you are free. People of Juba, you can go after tea. But the states, you have to wait for your cars. Okay? As arranged. Thank you.
Hello.